The first presidential election in United States history wasn't really an election at all, at least not in the modern sense. There were no political parties, no nationwide popular vote, no stump speeches, town halls, or fiery debates. The system of electing a president today, with primaries, general elections, and a rubber stamp by the Electoral College, was radically different in 1789. Article 2, Section 1, Clause 3 of the U.S. Constitution provided for each state legislature to designate, by whatever method it chose, a number of electors equal to the size of its congressional delegation, the number of House members plus 2 for each state's senators. The purpose of the National College was to whittle down the large pool of regional candidates to a select few. In accordance with the Constitution, presidential electors gathered in their respective states. Each elector would vote for 2 men, including one candidate who was not from the elector's home states. The electors would send their certified list to Congress, where the votes would be counted. If a clear majority existed, the top 2 candidates would be president and vice president. If not, the decision would be left to Congress to choose a president from the top 5 candidates. Electors were not required to vote in any certain way, and there were no guidelines or rules related to running mates or political parties. Each individual elector was free to vote using their independent judgment. But in the first election of 1789, for most Americans, the matter was not subject to debate. There was only one choice for president, General George Washington. The Electoral College met in New York City. Washington was elected unanimously, meaning he received 1 vote from each of the electors. Adams was elected vice president with 34 votes. The rest were split between nearly a dozen regional candidates. After the votes were cast, it would take nearly 2 months for Congress to certify the election. During that time, Washington waited at Mount Vernon, his thoughts plagued by the ocean of difficulties that were in store for America. On April 6th, Congress finally certified the electoral votes. The next day, Charles Thomson, the Secretary of the Continental Congress, left New York and made the 250-mile journey to Virginia. When he arrived at Mount Vernon, Washington was waiting for him on the front porch. Thomson read aloud from a document. "I was honored with the commands of the Senate to wait upon your Excellency with the information of your being elected to the office of President of the United States of America." Washington accepted. "While I realize the arduous nature of the task which is conferred on me and feel my inability to perform it, I wish there may not be reason for regretting the choice." In Washington's Mount Vernon home, with little fanfare and no witnesses at hand, the American presidency was born.